A young couple, desperate for a home of their own.
This is the biggest investment we've made.
Build a huge house of their dreams.
Oh, that's gonna be close.
Survive an icy 300-kilometer odyssey.
This is insane. What if that house can let go?
Shifting this super home will be nothing short of one massive move. Whoa! Whoa! River, Saskatchewan. Population 1,250. Life here is slow-paced, and that suits Byron Funk.
This might not be everybody else's idea of paradise, but it's small town living, and I love it here.
Byron's lived in Carrot River all his life, so has his wife Becky. There's just one problem. They need their own home.
We've been living for 2 months with Becky's parents.
All of our stuff is packed up. We've got Rubbermaids upon Rubbermaids full of stuff.
We have stuff in here. I don't even know what it is anymore.
Byron and Becky need their own place, fast.
We're about 8 weeks away from having baby number 1 and feeling a little bit cramped for space.
So they've bought this big and very distinctive house and plan to move it onto family farmland.
We like the pillars in the front. It had lots of character. You know, the house overhangs the basement.
With 3 bedrooms, there's plenty of space for the family to grow into.
We'll be looking out the windows and the French doors to nice willow tree line and pines.
The views will be stunning once the house is on the farm where Byron grew up.
My grandpa moved there in the 60s. From there, Dad took it over. Can't wait to have fun with my kids out in the farm, building sandboxes and playing toys outside in the dirt.
The new house currently sits just west of Kamsack in southern Saskatchewan. Carrot River is more than 300 kilometers to the north. Rough roads, tight corners, and black ice will make this a tough move. They've called in Royal Building Movers to carry out this super-sized haul. They'll need to be at the top of their game. Crew boss is wisecracking Jamie Hoodie.
Saskatchewan is a fantastic place this time of year. Unless it's raining or snowing or miserable, sadly most of the time.
It's going to be an anxious few days for Byron and Becky, who are plowing their life savings into this move. They've spent $60,000 buying the house. New foundations will cost them a further $18,000. The move, $22,000. And they've set aside $80,000 for renovations, bringing the grand total for this ambitious project to $180,000. A huge outlay for a young family expecting their first child.
This is the biggest investment we've made, either of us or together.
There's a lot of things go wrong in between here and there.
It's all gonna be good. Better be.
You guys are ready down there?
Jamie and his crew make a fast start, jacking the enormous house up off its old footings.
It's kind of amazing, eh? Pretty big thing they're just lifting up.
Yep.
But the building's layout now creates a few problems. Its split-level design means the top half of its basement walls must move with the rest of the home. But balance them unsupported on the truck, and the building's 20-ton weight could crush them. So the crew must build an elaborate system of supports between the fragile walls. They'll slide steel beams under the house, build wooden support towers, and fit a second layer of steel tight up to the floor joists to hold the house steady on the dangerous drive ahead.
I didn't expect to see any beams that big for a house this size. They're really big.
These 90-foot-long behemoths are a nightmare to handle.
The longer it is, the heavier it is, the easier it is to screw up with it, but hopefully that won't be the case today, especially not with the film crew here.
Whoa! Whoa! If this pier tips, then that thing's gonna fall.
The more steel they slide in, the more cramped the workspace under the house becomes.
Okay, you're on the great beam! Yeah!
The fading light makes the job even harder.
Anytime you have to manipulate this stuff by hand, it's tough. You don't want to be anywhere near anything falling down like this. We could leave it on the jacks overnight, but it's not the safest thing to do. Almost there. 1, 2, 3. Good. We're tight.
2 long, cold hours after sundown, Jamie finally declares the house secure. It's been an exhausting day, and the house is yet to even hit the road. In Saskatchewan, Byron and Becky Funk are risking their life savings to move their dream home 300 kilometers onto family farmland.
This is the biggest investment we've made together.
Jamie's move crew have raised
How's it looking?
and reinforced it.
Okay, you're on the great beam!
Today, as another cold day dawns, they must load the gigantic house onto a truck.
Another beautiful day in paradise.
Maybe pick up what there is for tools here. There's not a whole bunch of debris laying around.
This will be a tough test. Trees border the garden around this house. Slide the house out forwards, and they'll block its path. The boggy ground will bring the move to a halt. So Jamie's team need to plan a supersized 6-point slide. They'll soap up steel beams to make them slippery. Bring in a steer, attach a winch, and pull one side of the house around. They'll repeat this move on the other side. Sliding left, then right. They'll point the house so it can reverse straight out without getting stuck in the mud.
Are you under the other one or not yet?
It's critical the beams are level or the house could topple.
It's a very large structure, and we've had to put a ton of steel into it. You always want to be concerned that you don't end up increasing speed as it's sliding off, and the heavier the load is, the bigger chance that there is of that. We gonna be okay to back out there? Okay, cut me loose.
With all the steel inside it, the house now weighs 30 tons. Shifting it is slow going. It takes an hour to keep the house around.
I think we're good there.
She's looking roadworthy. Yeah, we're good on the train!
After 2 days of hard slog, Byron and Becky's new home is finally ready for the road.
Nice to see it up and ready to go.
Looks like they did a good job.
7 a.m., move day 1. It's gonna take Jamie's crew 2 days of trucking to haul the house 300 kilometers to Carrot River.
I'm excited, yeah. It's actually gonna happen, I guess.
Our biggest concern is going to be the corners with the length of load that we have right now. It's freaking huge.
Just pulling the 80-foot-long house out of the driveway proves a titanic test.
How's that look, Eric?
Yeah.
Holy sh**. He banked it around the corner.
Damn, Jamie's good.
It's impressive.
But there's a long road ahead. Jamie's team need to cover 150 kilometers today, and the police want them off the road before sunset. A massive ask.
Right now we've been on the road for 2.5 hours. We've gone over 70 kilometers.
We got a tight bridge here.
Must be frozen.
I have no idea what they're doing now.
And that's that.
There's a bunch of posts that are rotted off and broke off under the bridge. Hopefully it holds the house.
This is definitely one of the tightest bridges we've been through. Keep coming straight. Yeah, keep coming straight. Keep coming. Clear the bridge. Yeah, we're golden.
Obstacle 1 down, but now they're playing catch up.
We can't be moving this house at 5 o'clock when it starts getting dark.
Jamie floors it. They reach the overnight pit stop with just 15 minutes of daylight left.
Good day. Made a lot of miles.
All ready to go and sit in the hot tub, drink some beer.
Still in one piece. No broken windows or nothing yet.
But there are still 150 kilometers of challenges ahead. In Saskatchewan, Byron and Becky Funk's dream home is halfway through its 300-kilometer trek to Carrot River.
This is the thing we've been waiting for I don't know how many months.
It's escaped unscathed from a series of tight turns and a bothersome bridge.
This is definitely one of the tightest bridges we've been through.
But Move Day 2 brings new nightmares for Jamie.
The weather has sort of turned on us. I don't have too many one-word summaries that I could use, I don't think, but yeah, this weather's poor.
The paved roads make the first 100 kilometers swift going. But the final stretch is on gravel roads, which melting snow has turned into a muddy mess.
Freezing rain, right? You know, that would be worse than this, but this is taking second place quite nicely. There's some pieces of this route that I never drove, and the route that we had suggested to power, they changed it, and I didn't have time to run up and have a look at it again.
Jamie must take a sharp right turn here to get onto a stretch of road with no low-slung power cables. Easier said than done.
It's gonna be pretty tight. I don't know.
Not even close. Look where the dollies are. Look where the road is. Look where my tractor is. Not even close.
They're stuck. There is an alternative route, but it'll be tricky.
If you were doing your risk assessment, they would have a red star next to it.
The Detour has two perilous problems. First, Jamie must guide the house down a steep, slippery slope. At the bottom, there's a narrow wooden bridge, just 20 centimeters wider than his wheels. Lose control, and this house will be taking ice baths.
The wheel's very greasy. You just go real slow and steady, I think.
It's wet, it's slippery, he could go sliding, our cables could give out.
The road doesn't really run straight with the bridge. Do you understand what I'm meaning? So I'm gonna have to get over to the right after I get down on the flat here. You understand that?
Okay.
How much?
Okay, you're doing real good on the right there. You got about 4 inches to the grass.
The wheels are just about touching the guardrails on both sides.
This is insane. I don't like it. Just gotta go over some more if you can.
Everything looks good on the bridge there. I can see them in the river. You're good.
One challenge down, one to go, and I think after that we're home free.
After 2 long days on the road, Byron and Becky's house is finally on the home stretch.
Yeah, you can see the goal line now, you know what I mean?
We're at the farm, finally.
But 400 meters of super squelchy sludge still stand between the house and its new footings.
Holy f, that's pretty wet. What do you think?
I think it's pretty wet.
Yeah, that looks good. Tires look good. You can go straight now. The mud is wet and brown.
Just get down and roll around in it.
We're not stopping, that's what I'm saying. We can't stop.
Watch my tires. If they start to sink, tell me right away.
Looks good. Keep it turning sharp.
They're stuck, just a few meters from the drop zone.
Well, lots of fun. So much fun. All in a day's work, though.
But there are worse places to get bogged down.
Need a tractor?
Tractors have tons of horsepower, and if somebody gets nervous or does something silly because they've never done it before, you could do a ton of damage, right?
Yeah, looks good, Jamie. Looks awesome.
Finally, they're home.
Super job, way to go. You know, like lots of guys get it behind the tractor and they think, well, I gotta pull this thing, eh? And right away drop the clutch.
Bang.
And there's a cable flying at my windshield or my rad.
It's nice to finally have it on the home place.
In Saskatchewan, Byron and Becky Funk's dream home has survived an epic 300-kilometer trek to Carrot River.
Kind of depending on it to be our home for the rest of forever. We don't plan on moving again.
Now, Jamie's crew must line it up alongside its new basement.
We just want to be close. You know, it's sort of like hand grenades, horseshoes, nuclear war, slow dancing, as long as it's close. More?
Ice has turned the site into a skating rink.
How far back can I go?
Whoa! Whoa! Time to pull forward.
Straight ahead.
That's good. Right on.
Final challenge, lower the house onto its new basement. The home's fragile wooden walls will make touchdown extra tricky. Use the traditional technique of lowering the house down on wooden towers, then nudging it into place, and the walls could buckle. So Jamie's crew must position the house perfectly while it's above the basement, lining it up to within fractions of a centimeter. So it ends up in just the right spot.
This is going to be quite a pain. We have to absolutely get it right the first time.
The last few centimeters proved the hardest.
Oh! About a half of it. Oh! Oh!
Every time we move it, it's moving in some other direction.
Oh! Get about another quarter inch or so. About half an inch. Oh! Right there is good, yeah.
Looks like it's going to be completely square on 3 of the sides and only hanging off about half an inch on the inside of the garage. Typically, that's about as good as it ever gets. All we have to do now is get it down on the foundation.
You're out.
Okay, Ken and Eric, start coming down. You're going to come down till we're just about touching you guys. Yeah, that's deadly. This is all perfect. This whole side is flush, that corner is flush. Hope you're happy with everything. Sure went terrific.
Yeah,
great.
thanks for getting it here. It looks great. The house is here. It fit on the foundation perfect, and couldn't be happier.
It's really great to see it here. It's finally our turn to be doing our stuff and start painting and start doing the stuff I have control over, so it's really nice to get that part on the road.
Just a few weeks later, Becky and Byron are already well settled in their new home.
We've been living in the house for probably 2 weeks, maybe.
And it likely took us about 3 weeks to get in.
In that time, the house has been transformed.
My mom and dad and grandma and grandpa and uncle and my 2 little cousins came out and got the house painted while I was at work one weekend, and that was just such a big help.
teapot. Yeah, it was just like having Christmas. We unpacked a lot of stuff. Casserole dish. I gotta put in the hardwood flooring next. I got this for about half price of what it was worth. It's a commercial grade. It should look really awesome.
The baby's room is ready to go, and we've got the crib and everything set up, so hopefully we're set. It's a forever home, and you know, kids are gonna grow up here, so it's pretty exciting.